Hey, what's up? Booga booga. Have I frightened you? Hey, so what's up? I'm here to talk about these Labubus and the fact that there is a Labubu craze and people have been interested in them, and how and why these are important. I don't really understand, but I do have some theories. So basically, what is a Labubu and what the hell? And like, how did this even like happen and originate? So basically, Labubu is essentially a monster plush figure, that has been consolidated into a product. And Labubu essentially is just a design made by this man around 2014 or 2015. And this was just his thing. And honestly, he's just a cartoonist and illustrator. And then he went to toy design a little bit later. So it makes sense for this. There really isn't much to say about him in terms of me looking roughly just on Wikipedia about how successful or robust his business has always been. It seems to seem that he mostly was the one that designs toys, and he did have some partnerships and collaborations with companies over the time period. And then essentially he was able to talk to Popmart and create these Labubus. And I forgot when they came out, but they were being sold since 2019. And it really wasn't until 2024, I forgot from who, from Blackpink. I was gonna say Lisa, but it might not be the girl. But somebody from Blackpink was essentially posting, this, and K-pop fans and K-pop stands and sasaengs, they're gonna eat this down. And that was just really the biggest reason for it. And so with that broad assumption, I'm thinking like America is just very late in knowing Labubus. I think it's so interesting about global like politics and economics, right? Because it's like Labubu has been very popular in East and Southeast Asia, like Indonesia, Thailand, the Philippines, Korea, Japan, China, right? And I think that's super interesting about the fact that people are so like invested in them that even in Thailand there have been like talisman made of Labubus, and Labubus were considered to be good luck. However, in like Russia or some parts of like Russia or something like that, they consider these to be demonic and bad luck from like some random person, and so they're like banned from shopping, for people to like buy Labubus. Labubus banned from like to be sold over there, even though no one was thinking about y'all niggas, because there was never an interest to advertise to anything but honestly primarily Asian, it seems to be, and then honestly most likely global as well. But yeah, these are really big in Asia, and these are still really big in Asia, of course. And that's kind of the thing. It's like with these Labubu cute little toys, Popmart toys, of course the first thing comes into play of like somebody else being interested in them. And then of course it comes into later on fact of cultural themes of, okay, these are good luck because these have been financially robust and successful. And all dependent too on how they're designed too. You can even think about this in some cultures as the fact that they look like, they're cute to me, but ugly monsters. It's actually a ward of protection and good luck. And like talisman. But overall, these are really cute. But what really had, Labubu really being completely successful, the characters and the designs are very cute and everything like that. However, it wouldn't be this global if it wasn't for the blind box method. I call it the gotcha method because I don't know why I'm thinking about Genshin Impact right now, but they have these like, I think like a gotcha game or something like that. But anyways, they do have a sense of like gambling in like Japan and in China and some in Korea, but it's from here in those two countries where you can even like just put money in and get a certain toy. They did it in America. Those were popular for kids in the early 2000s, but I guess they got cracked down on the gambling for kids over here, or maybe they just stopped doing it, right? But essentially that's a big thing over there. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if it's like gotcha games or something, because they do this online where it's like you do the same like roulette thing where it's like you keep paying money to get the one you want. But yeah, that's what really makes Labubus really popular, because it essentially becomes a game for people. People are allowed to like essentially you know, engage in something a little bit more interactive, and then it becomes more of a deeper interest in these toys. And when you think about it, for overall psychology and economics, does it give a person a sense of like control without control, and a sense of surprise in this world of unhappy surprises and unhappy unpredictability. You get to have control of your predictability, and more or less you like all the figurines you're being given. Alongside with that, you know, there's been a global financial epidemic, and even like people need something emotional to tie themselves into, whether to seem important or to have connection to the dolls, or even just to feel like they're fitting in and feel like they're family or kin to a community. So these also come into play as well. Seeing someone else do it, they want to do it. Seeing that so many people are talking about it, but we don't really know how many people are seen with these things. Also comes into the fact of wanting to engage and buy these Popmart, Labubu keychains as well. And then obviously, you know, it becomes really popular. You know, Popmart would essentially make different versions of Labubus, and then, you know, bigger plushies and figurines. And then honestly, these Labubu toys are the newest StockX selling shoes thing, because the whole shoe thing has gone down, so they're trying to take advantage of these right now. And that came to like, you know, expensive auctions and things like that, but also it's also dependent on what was being sold. I believe if it was like probably a more extensive made Labubu figurine or something like that, that got auctioned off for a high price, which makes sense. And yeah, all of it starts from just someone pushing it off for a second to make it really popular. And then, like I said, the interest, the robust interest, isn't just in the designs, but also of its unpredictable nature and the randomness of getting these, especially getting a special one or limited edition one as well. That can make a person more interested either in getting that just to achieve something and feel important, or just getting the fucker anyways, right? And yeah, and honestly, I'm happy I got this one, because this was the one I wanted. So, and I'm really good with knowing my intuition when buying it, and this is just something that the Checkmate one, you just get this one. You know, I bought them both. These were like 50 bucks each, right? For like $40 before taxes. And that's kind of the thing. Gives a person sense of control, sense of community. You know, this is a more smaller luxury interactive thing, and it's more interactive as well. And yeah, it doesn't really break the bank. You know, I feel more of a psychological thing, because really, why are people like really super engaged in it? But as I said earlier about America, I wonder what took Americans so long to get into these things. I'm saying these niggas don't care about that here. They do, but you know what I mean. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, I always think it's interesting, because it's always came into the whole, you know, known rhetoric since I was a kid in like the, you know, early 2000s, 2010s, about how whatever China produces first, America will get engaged in it 10 years later or 5 years later, right? Partially it's due to purposeful squeeze out capitalism, how America makes its money here and how it actually survives here based on actually squeezing out money. And then I don't know, just like people here might just be slower to adapt and more close-minded. And that comes to not even of a politic like of ethics or like conservatism, but that's kind of like always has been the thing that's been in America. People are more likely to be very against something new, and it takes to like a revolution or enough people to get into the point, or people being angry, or it has to be something like an emotional turning point for Americans to agree and want to change. For example, if it wasn't so financially like abhorrent here in America, and people are so depressed and can't afford anything that's above 50 bucks, yeah, maybe of course it might be like this. But then again, I'm like, am I engaging with people who are not American, that are just speaking English? And you know, some things I engage with have automatic translation to it. Honestly, I keep forgetting like my algorithm doesn't give me local geography. So I'm actually completely unsure how popular they are. I saw like a kid have an off-brand one, and I saw like an older man who's my Uber driver had a more authentic one. I think it was authentic. It was one of the plain colored ones. I don't know why I keep getting limited edition ones. Ignore me. But yeah, I don't really have much to say after this. I guess now I need that to shut the fuck up. But now it's time for my opinions while I fight for my life living in Los Angeles. Because I can't control that. The windows are closed. But what are my thoughts on these and the whole entire Labubu Popmart trend? I like the dolls. I like the figurines. I think they're cute. That's pretty much it. Side tangent, the fact that you can dress these up, make these like children dolls, you know, toys. Like something that people can see in their childhood, or the childhood is here, or they feel safe as children or whatever like that. It's like child shit, age regression shit. And Americans and other people too. Outside of America, I'm just saying that because I'm in here. Like, oh, Google Gaga, I hate being an adult. I'm so sad. So they got these, like, you can have a toy and be playful and childish, or these could be your fucking fake little babies or dogs or something like that, the fucking reborn babies. Dress them up, all that. Like, people legit bought this to cut the can off to dress it up, and probably do the same thing with this one as well, right? I'm not doing that. But I kind of forget about it. You can dress them up, call them, you know, cute little names, and share with everybody on fucking Reddit. Look at my blackface KSI Labubu. You'll never run away from me and what I know. But yeah, all that shit also adds onto it. Like, girl, it's a lot, girl. Girl, it's a lot. But I like them. I think they're cute. There's not much else to it. I think the blind box thing is smart. I think it's fun and interactive. These would still be robustly popular, but really we would not even think you're speaking about them, honestly, in 2025 at all. Maybe you have a little bit trickle down somewhere in Asia about it, but niggas would not be thinking or talking about these motherfuckers. Because they're not really even speaking about the other Popmart things they're interested in as well. I do have the crying baby ones, but girl, I'm not gonna get up and go get those fuckers. You know, crybaby ones has been a little bit more popular. Popmart has been trying to advertise those a little bit more, especially the Powerpuff Girls campaign. Right, and then they did one with Disney, so they're trying, especially maybe for the American audience. I'm assuming for those as well, but I do know these things are obviously global, right? I'm just assuming just based off what I'm looking at. And they also have different versions of Popmart keychains that aren't that popular, at least here in America, right? And those are more stylized to, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, more Asian audiences, not because of the way they physically look, it's literally because of the style. So yeah, that's the thing. So I don't know, but like I said, I live in Los Angeles, and I've been outside a lot, and all day this year, all day. No, really though, like honestly, from morning to night, this entire year, I haven't really been seeing any Labubus. Like the first time I've seen them was like a week ago. But honestly, to be real with you, I have not been seeing any of them anywhere. I've been seeing knockoff keychain things of like croissants you buy from Amazon or Shein or Temu, and that's nothing against that. And then obviously a bunch of other companies trying to do their own versions of like these Popmart things and designer versions of it. But really, I just been seeing like the cheap versions, and I'm not saying that that's like I'm not doing anything against anybody. That sounds so mean. The cheap version of this shit, no, but no one really cared about keychain anything. Like no one cared about any of these toy accessories until the fact that these came into play, and now people are getting the cheaper versions of it so they can look like they, you know, basically are with the trend, or they look like they're important or feel important, or they're part of the whole group. That's basically it. That's what I believe, because I've seen people from ages 14 to 65 now having, you know, not Labubu keychains and plushies on their person, when that was never the case, you know, up until Americans started to speak about it more. I'm assuming like 3 or 4 months ago. No lie, because honestly, I keep seeing like just people outside of America just speaking about like Blackpink liking them and everyone liking them, and you know, so like I said, I still don't know like the American tandem. I think it just takes a longer time. I don't even know why. I think it waits. I think it's when the push comes to shove, when people become desperate, or everything has been like rinsed out. There's nothing else to get to. And like I said, it's like Americans can't get happiness anywhere else, and they're having more isolation and less systemic freedom. If there's less businesses open, more hurricanes happening, etc., less money to be shown and made, then in return, you know, they're going to pull into something, or Stanley Cups. And then it was some other bullshit that I forgot. But the fucking Stanley Cups pissed me off. Like, it was that for a good minute. So of course it's going to be these fucking Labubus on my fucking body. That's the newest thing for them. I don't really know what's next, but yeah. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm sorry. Oh, I'll tell you about these reviews then. This is cute. I like this. I bought these 2 in store. Like my place where I go to, my mall. Yeah. I bought these in the mall. That's it. You just walk in and get it. I just go early in the morning, or I go later in the day when people are not, you know, around. And yeah, because I'm like, they be having the lines and shit. And that's why I didn't actually get the fucking Labubu, because it kept having big ass lines. It's like, that's not fucking worth it. I'm not gonna get beat on like Black Friday sales for this shit. patience is a fucking virtue, man. Especially how aggressive people are nowadays. These people have guns, and I'm not in the mood for that. I'll shank you like a fucking British man. I'm not in this mood. But yeah, I got this one first. I love it. I think it's cute. I don't know what the fuck Coca-Cola have been doing. They've been starving Mexicans for years of water. And using AI isn't nothing new. They said something about controversial about Coca-Cola, girl. They've been fucking hurting people for years. Whatever. Y'all still gonna drink the damn thing. But yeah, this is really cute. Good quality. I think it's adorable. I like this one best. I think it's interesting, but it makes sense though in general and in America for them to make the Christmas version really quickly, because a lot of businesses and companies have been doing that because money has been so unpredictable for Americans. So making it early on makes sense, and fucking touche. I have my book out purposely because I know about the finances, I know about the financial struggle. But yeah, I can't say much about it. I'm trying to help you look close. I think it's worth the money. I believe if you really like art, you love collectibles, I like these to use and interact with. The only collectibles I won't really touch and interact with will be figurines, which I used to have a lot as a kid. But yeah, like I said, if you're really into like art, collectibles, cute toys, you can bring with you all the time. This is a unique look too. I do recommend these. Like, so cute. The authentic original one, I love them. They're adorable. This is my favorite. This is actually my favorite of the two in a way. I don't know. I just am so in love with this one. It's so cute. And this is the second one, Let's Checkmate. And I'm in love with this. This is so adorable. I think it's so cute. I was surprised they didn't have the Let's Checkmate plushie in the, the toy form, but it's alright. But yeah, look, so cute. I know it's probably not super in focus, but I really think it's worth the money. I find this one worth it more than this one, but they're both equally great. And the yellow color and the fluffiness is adorable, and I'm honestly in love with it. And these are limited edition, so I don't know what's going to happen afterwards. But I'm not really the person to do reselling because that was not my intention. But I do recommend Labubu toys. Recommend Popmart everything. 10 out of 10. They're adorable. If you cannot afford the authentic version, you can just get the wafufus. I'm not here to always say, oh, just get. But even if I was the Labubu owner, I'm like, nigga, hey, I understand. Sure, why not? Right? Shit, it's still making more money anyways. You got the fucking knockout versions. People are gonna work themselves up to get the authentic versions. BRB though. Okay, so I actually took my time to get up. I'll show my keys in a second, but I'm telling you the honest truth. I got this off of Shein because I was buying like art supplies. I didn't look for them. You saw that. No, it's because they have good like acrylic markers and art supplies you get from Michael's just online through the regular direct seller. So like, why not? So I'm telling you, I doubt this is authentic. I don't know if it is or not. I'm telling you right now, I doubt this is authentic, but I will be buying the authentic versions or what I believe them to be on Amazon and in store. And the fact that these might not be authentic, I know what I'm talking about. I know I'm getting myself. This one definitely isn't. I know what I'm getting. See that? This is how you know it isn't. I know what I'm getting myself into, right, and stuff like that. It says Popmart, but I doubt it. I'm sorry. I'm pretty for real, but they're really cute. And like I said, even though I don't get the authentic ones, even though it does say it's from the Popmart store or Amazon, I'm still going to be aware that there is a chance that they might not be. But like I said, I do love these. I got these first, actually. I fucking actually was more interested in these first. And then, these truly second. But I was actually interested in these second because I was interested in these first, but bought them second because I saw these first. But I have been more genuinely interested in the style. This is what I'm talking about. I got this off of Shein, dirty as fuck. I've been using this motherfucker for a minute. This is most likely not real. So I'm letting you know that, but I'm really interested in it. Got this in Hawaii. And what else did I get from Hawaii? This one as well. Really, really cute. Girl, if you don't come back. Ooh. I'm not in the mood. My arms burn. See? And then look, you got my little, like... This just came with a fucking package, honestly. So that's cute. But this is honestly, my thing. Watch this be the fucking next trend. I'm gonna be pissy off that. Of my finished product. Hey, this is my finished product. See? Putting it all together and I'm very happy. And yeah, there you go. So 2 knockoffs. I'm just gonna call them knockoffs. I didn't buy them from the original store. I'm not gonna double check. 2 authentic originals on my person, on my obviously real authentic purse. That part is weird. And so yeah, I'm really happy. They're really cute. Like I said, yeah, I'm just so happy. This is so cute. Wait, let me take. Period. But I gotta do what's in my bag video for that shit. I took everything out my bag, girl. That's why it looks flatter than something, girl. Last but not least, I purposely bought a Labubu because I was curious about it. And I don't know why I put it in this damn package. But I need to buy one of the original ones for me to be able to actually like put them in here. But also this taught me about, bitch, no. Like, I think the whole experience of them getting dirty and touching the environment is much more fruitful and happy than doing it like this. I'm not gonna lie, like that. Just being for real. But yeah, this is the Labubu, the Monsters Popmart, like this. I bought it off of Shein, right? I was actually very curious to see how this would turn out. See that? It's fucking crazy. Let me see. So you can tell with the painting, like the paint job. You can tell with the blush marks. You can tell with how the ears are situated. Obviously, this one's a little bit more obvious, and it's mobile, which is not my preference. And the face was much more like lopsided and squished up. Like I really have to like. This is not even me trying to be funny. Look, there you go. Chop and screw the fuck out this thing, right? Will I still hang this on my person? I wish I would say yes, but this looks so fucking ugly to me. The answer is no. And I'll keep it inside my house because I just have it. I just fucking bought the fucking thing. Like, I wouldn't even give this to a child. It has to be a better, like, knockoff version, right? But, yeah. That's it. You'll see me another time. I don't know when. But, yeah. Peace. Labubu.